Good morning, boaters and cruisers. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful morning this morning in St. Augustine, Florida. Those of you new to the area, welcome to St. Augustine. Everyone else, good morning. St. Augustine is such a wonderful place. It's a great destination for our boaters. It's just nothing like the mornings here, and it's shaping up to be a beautiful day here in St. Augustine, Florida. My name is Brian Bliss, and I'm broadcasting for the St. Augustine Cruisers Network. I'm on the motor vessel Endurance, which is located in Salt Run at the Concourse Marina this morning. I broadcast live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning on Channel 72. We're trying to get that to every day, a daily broadcast. So if anybody would like to join in the broadcast family, I encourage it. Please reach out to me. My name is Brian Bliss. You can reach out to me through the Facebook page or through this broadcast. Now, the St. Augustine Cruisers Network, we conduct this broadcast, but we also have a Facebook page, which is a very important, very useful tool for our boating community. The Facebook page is the St. Augustine Cruisers Network. It's a private page. I encourage you to check that out. It's a valuable tool. We have volunteers that are boaters and cruisers here in St. Augustine that share vital information about products and services here in the St. Augustine area. I encourage you to check that out. That's our Facebook page. That's the St. Augustine Cruisers Network Facebook page. On that Facebook page, you'll find all types of information. They also plan weekly events. We just had one last night at the Blue Parrot. Big thanks to all that attended that. It's a great way to meet for cruisers, to meet people that live here, our locals, and just a good way for people with like-minded interests to meet one another. Check that out. Check out that Facebook page. Now, during the broadcast, we do this broadcast as a tool to help out the Facebook page. There will be several breaks throughout the broadcast this morning. I do that because, one, this is a public channel, and I want to allow anybody that needs to use the channel to have their own working traffic. Also, to give you an opportunity at any one of the breaks, you can ask questions or give comments. If you experience something while you're traveling here and you want to share with the group, definitely do that. But also, we actually have an open forum and a roll call a little later in the broadcast. It gives you an opportunity to chime in, say hello, and let everybody know where you're from, where you're at, what you're doing. I encourage it. So that's going to be a little later in the broadcast. Now, St. Augustine, there is no shortage of activities to do. It's a wonderful city. It's a beautiful, majestic city. It's a very popular destination for our boaters and cruisers. There's so much to do here and so little time to talk about it. So I found a very useful website that I'd like to recommend. It's called visitstaugustine.com. That's a very useful website for those of you that are visiting St. Augustine that aren't from here. It gives you lots of information about activities, venues with music, markets, farmers markets, all kinds of different things that happen in St. Augustine. So check that out. That's visitstaugustine.com. That gives you a breakdown of local things happening in and around the city. Well, we're going to take a break here. It's our first break to let the fishermen do their talking offshore. They use this channel to communicate where the fish are. So if you listen closely, you get little tricks and secrets. We're going to take a little break, and when we get back, we're going to talk about the weather and tides and some marine information. So stand by, we'll be right back. Welcome back, cruisers and boaters. I'm broadcasting live from the conch house this morning for the St. Augustine Cruisers Network broadcast. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. I'm on the Motor Vessel Endurance this morning at the conch house. It's a beautiful morning here in St. Augustine. I hope everyone's having a wonderful morning. And I'd like to give you a little bit of information about tides and currents and some weather information around St. Augustine. I know most of our cruisers and boaters basically become weather forecasters because you got to know what you're dealing with, where you're going. So all I'm going to do is give you a little information and hopefully calibrate what you're already thinking. Now, St. Augustine is a very popular destination, not just because it's a wonderful, magical city. It's our nation's oldest city. It's got one of the oldest standing structures in North America. I mean, not just because of all those wonderful reasons, but also because our inlet is right here at the city. So if you're cruising down the coast, you can duck right in and boom, you're in St. Augustine. Or if it's bad weather, boom, you're in the Intercoastal Waterway. So the proximity of our inlet and our Intercoastal Waterway to our fabulous city makes it a real convenient and popular destination. But with that proximity of the inlet to our city, we experience extremely strong currents here in St. Augustine. I cannot overemphasize that enough, that we get very strong currents throughout the day here. And in order to know the currents, I recommend knowing the tides, because if you know the tides, then you'll know when what direction the current's going and when you'll have slack water, when it'll be stronger. So it's very important to know the tides and currents. So I'd like to give you today's tides. Now the tides I get off a website called usharbors.com. It's a very useful website that'll actually give you, it's fairly easy to read. A lot of times tide charts are difficult to say the least. But it'll give you a very easy to read format, and it'll give you times for the city dock. So it's just pretty good. So if you're right there at the city docks, you don't have to figure the time and do the math to figure it out. It tells you the tide's right there. Today's tide, January 22nd, today being Thursday. We have a high tide this morning coming up at 10:40. So it's about an hour and a half away. That'll be our high tide at 10:40. And followed up by a low tide this afternoon, right before 5 o'clock at 4:59. Then tomorrow, those of you that are early risers, you'll actually witness some of the low tide. It'll be at 5:15 in the morning. That'll be the low. And then we'll have a high about 11:20, about midday tomorrow, right before lunch. And then another low tide about 5:42 in the evening. So that means we're going to have that high tide basically all day, midday, that flood tide coming in, and then you'll have the ebb tide all afternoon. And you can actually tell the difference in the currents just by looking at the water. A lot of times that water is a little clearer on the flood and a little dirtier on the ebb. Good way to know. And also remember our tides and currents. The wind affects our tides here. If we have a west wind, it'll blow some more water out. The lows will be a little lower. If we have an east wind, it'll blow the water in, making our high tides a little higher. And then, of course, the inlet, the currents can affect the inlet. That ebb tide, you get going out of the inlet on the ebb tide, you'll definitely have a different experience than on a flood tide. So very important to know your tides, so that way you know your currents here and around St. Augustine. Now our NOAA weather forecast, our offshore weather today, I get it off the NOAA website. It's also the same recording that you get on your radio. Today we're going to have north to northeast winds, 10 to 15 knots. It's going to bump the ocean up a little bit. So we're going to have 3 to 5 foot seas with some occasional 6 foot sets. And it's going to be light chop on the inland waters today. We have a slight chance of rain this morning. Tomorrow, we're going to have north winds. They're going to come down a little bit, 5 to 10 knots. So that's going to bring the seas down to 3 to 4 feet with some occasional 5 foot sets offshore tomorrow. But that's also going to create a smoother conditions on the inshore waters. Now our northeast winds are going to start Friday night. They're going to blow through the weekend. So just a heads up on that. So we are going to get some winds start Friday night. We'll get a little bit of a blow through the weekend there. With that blow and the time today, with the winds offshore, we have a small craft exercise caution today from 1 o'clock through Thursday or through Friday afternoon. But this is in our offshore area, so those of you cruising a little further offshore, between the 20 and 60 mile range, we have a small craft exercise caution today. Our weather here in St. Augustine, today we've got a chance of light rain this morning. It's about a 50% chance. Looks beautiful from where I'm sitting. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then we're going to have a high today around 65. We're getting up there. We're getting out of that cold weather. We're getting up there closer to 70. We're going to have a low tonight around 56. And then tomorrow we should get to 70, which is great. We get around 70. The sun comes out. It's going to look a little nicer tomorrow. And then our low is going to be right around 60 tomorrow. And then plan ahead. Sunday, we're going to have weather close to 80 degrees. So get yourself ready to go out and play on Sunday. Get some sun, get work on that tan, because on Monday, winter is back and it's going to be cold again. Now, I'm in no way, shape, or form a weatherman. I have stayed at a Holiday Inn Express before, but I just wanted to make you guys aware of the weather so you can kind of calibrate what you're thinking with what I've said, and maybe you can come up with a good plan and how to attack the weather and deal with the weather situation. But that's our weather forecast. We're going to take a little break, clear it up. If anybody's got any questions during the breaks, feel free to comment. We're going to take a little break, and when I get back, we're going to have our roll call. Please stand by. Welcome back, cruisers and boaters in the St. Augustine area. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful morning. Brian Bliss, broadcasting for the St. Augustine Cruisers Network, coming to you live from the Concourse Marina this morning. Before our roll call portion this morning and our open forum, I'd like to tell you about today's sponsor. And it's a company that's very dear to my heart. It's a company called Anchor Eats. Anchor Eats is a new concept. It was born out of myself and my girlfriend. We did the half loop, and while we were doing our loop, our tender broke, and one of our greatest challenges was getting supplies and groceries and just getting local information. It was very tough. We could get the information, but getting supplies was very difficult. A lot of times it caused us to stay extra days at locations, and it really kind of changed. It really dictated a lot of our scheduling on our trip. And when we got back, I swore I was going to do something about that. So we came back and we started a company called Anchor Eats. Anchor Eats has taken on the mystique of being the DoorDash on the water, but we do a lot more than just deliver hot food. Now, we do have food heaters on the boats to keep the food hot for you, so if you order pizza, it gets there hot. But let me tell you, we deliver everything that you need. If you need some water, if you need some groceries, we have a seamless process with the Publix in Milano. I try to bring you what you need, because I was there. I was on the other side of it. I was that person in need. So I kind of know, and try to do it with nautical flair, bring our service and our professionalism back. But I encourage you to check out Anchor Eats, not just for food. If you need something, you need help getting your propane done, if you need help getting groceries, if you need assistance doing anything, we've delivered medicine, we've delivered a spare tire, you name it, we'll bring it to you, because we try to create that convenient service that we needed when we were on our trip. You can check out Anchor Eats. There's multiple ways to check them out. You'll see their little orange boat cruising around the tender fields and the moorings, or around the anchorages and the mooring fields. But you can also call them at 904-609-BOAT. They also stand by. They monitor channel 69 on the radio. And you can check out their website. That's getanchoreats.com. Check that out. It's a cool service that we provide, and I encourage you to check it out. They connect land to sea. That's Anchor Eats. All right, now is the time that we'd like to conduct our roll call. It's a morning roll call. I encourage participation. It's a beautiful day today. I'm sure people are out in their cockpits, sipping their coffee, and hopefully listening to me this morning. And I just encourage you to chime in, tell us who you are, tell us where you're at, and then just share with the community who you are and let us know you're there. We have, after that, we're going to have a forum where we ask questions, we provide some information about service and products. But for right now, let's do our roll call. If anybody's out there listening to me, please check in now. Right, I'd like to thank those that checked in, and some people have handhelds, and we can't hear you real clearly, but we can hear you trying to answer there. But I appreciate those of you that check back in and let us know who you are, where you're at. It is kind of a nice feeling of appreciation instead of talking into the microphone to nobody listening. But hopefully people are listening, and now we're going to do our forum. This is a section of the broadcast. I encourage your participation. Again, remember, all these services and products and information we talk about during roll call and open forum, you can find out on our Facebook page, St. Augustine Cruisers Network. All right, are there any boaters or cruisers that are in the area that are requiring any local information regarding services or products here while they're in the St. Augustine area? If you are, please let us know now. Cruisers, is there anyone out there that is trying to get rid of anything or donating anything or trying to trade something? You have anything you're trying to get rid of, trying to empty out your trunk there, please let us know now. This is the lost and found portion of this morning's broadcast. Has anybody lost anything or found anything that they'd like to share with the group? Please let us know now. And finally, is there anyone, this is the general announcement portion, is there anyone out there that'd like to wish any happy birthdays, happy anniversaries, share anything with the group? Please do so now. this concludes our morning forum, open forum, and our roll call portion of this morning's broadcast. Like to show my appreciation and thank all those that chimed in, and let you know that it really is a wonderful boating family here in St. Augustine. I'm so proud to be a member of it. Whether you're a sailboater, a power boater, a fisherman, a kayaker, stand-up paddleboarder, no matter what you do on the ocean, you're a steward of the sea, and we're all family here in St. Augustine. So appreciate everybody chiming in. We're going to take a little break. When we get back, we've got some local information, so stand by. We'll be right back. Welcome back, cruisers and boaters. My name is Brian, and I'm broadcasting live from the Comcast Marina this morning for the St. Augustine Cruisers Network broadcast. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning here in St. Augustine, Florida today. Right now, I'd like to go over a little local information. I'm a native of Northeast Florida. I've got 30 years of boating experience and knowledge here in the local St. Augustine area. But if you have experienced something different, or if you found some new information you'd like to share with the group while I'm giving information out, please feel free to chime in and let us know. I'm just trying to give a little general information about the different areas and different services that are provided throughout the St. Augustine area. We talked about it before. We have the wonderful inlet here in St. Augustine. It is a great tool. It allows quick, easy access inland, both to the Intercoastal Waterway and to the city. My recommendations on the inlet: if you're transiting the inlet, whether it's inbound or outbound, I highly recommend that you stay inside the channel all the way to the sea buoy if you're outbound before you make your turn. We do get significant shoaling both north and south of the inlet, and so you want to make sure you stay in the channel all the way to the sea buoy before you make your northern or southern turn. Exactly the same as it takes, is what you consider when you're inbound. Come to the sea buoy before you make your western approach into the St. Augustine Inlet. If you have local information and you know a little bit more than and you know that you can cut the corner safely, that you do your thing. But I recommend, if you don't know, stay in all the way into the sea buoy. Stay in the channel all the way to the sea buoy before you make your turn. Now, when you're inbound St. Augustine, there's nothing as majestic as approaching St. Augustine. You have the candy cane striped lighthouse. You have the beautiful fixed bridge of Milano. You have the wonderful cross that's overlooking the inlet there, just blessing you as you enter into this wonderful city. You have the fort, you have the bayfront, and then you have the amazing Bridge of Lions. It's all right here. I mean, it's all right here. It's like a photo. It's like a picture every time you come into St. Augustine. And I'll give you a little heads up. We have 3 major marinas here in St. Augustine that serve our cruising community. And I'm going to give you a little bit of information about those marinas and their locations. Now, there are several marinas and boat yards and stuff also, but these 3 marinas are our 3 big marinas in St. Augustine that serve our cruising and boating community. When you come into the St. Augustine Inlet area, that whole area off the starboard side over by that fixed bridge, that's called the Milano Beach area. That's Milano. It's actually part of St. Augustine, just the north end of St. Augustine. A little sleepy town, lots of shopping, lots of stores, lots of cool stuff to check out over there. And they have their own little marina over there. You'll see the mast and you'll see the boats at the west side of the bridge. That marina is called Comanche Cove Marina. Comanche Cove Marina is a full-service marina. They sell fuel, diesel. They have transient dockage. They have shops, and shopping, and stores and restaurants on their property. It's a protected little harbor. So as soon as you get inside their breakwater, They have, it's very protected, very little current in there. With all the boats and houses around there, very little wind effect on your boat. So it's a very protected little harbor there. They monitor channel 6-8, and they're very competitive with their pricing. I encourage you to check them out. That's Comanche Cove Marina. If you are making the approach over there, be advised, Volano Beach does get a lot of current. We get a lot of current in Volano there. And as you're making the approach there, you will have current until you get through their breakwater. After you get through their breakwater, then the current goes away, and it's really nice in there. They're currently dredging their channel, so if you're making your approach over there, make sure you give the marina a call. Call Mike on channel 6-8 or Comanche Cove Marina. They're all real good people. Give them a call, and they can get the dredge moved so that way you can make your approach safe. That's Comanche Cove Marina. That's in Volano. Now, when you're coming into the inlet, if you looked off the starboard side and you saw Volano, if you look off your port side, you'll see the lighthouse over there. That whole little area is called Salt Run. It's got a beautiful little sandy beach that's all natural. You can go exploring and check out. That's the backside of Anastasia Island. There's a mooring field in there. Well, there's the second one of the big three marinas is up there, and that's the Conch House Marina. It's where I'm broadcasting live from today. It's the Conch House Marina. Conch House Marina is a full-service marina. They offer transient dockage, they offer pump-out services, they offer fuel and diesel sales. But the coolest thing about the Conch House, it is a local favorite because of their vibe. They actually have the island vibe. You come to the Conch House Marina, it's like being in the islands, man. Yeah, they have a great tiki bar. They have a wonderful restaurant. They have a motel on the property. It just really is a cool place. It's got a cool vibe. They are home to our fishing fleet, our commercial fishing fleets over there. So if you're interested in going out catching some fish, check that out. They have their fishing fleets out over there. And then they also sponsor big tournaments. They have a huge tournament coming up. It's the Wahoo Challenge, and they're going to be doing that at the end of February, beginning of March. If you're interested in that or any other information about the Conch House, check out their website. Or I highly recommend coming to the Conch House, going up to the tiki bar, and getting you a Goombay smash and listening to the band and watching the awesome fish and come back on the charter boats. It really is a cool thing. And listening to the band. Check out the Conch House. They monitor channel 6-9 on the radio, Conch House Marina. Now, our third marina is our largest and most popular marina here in town. It's the St. Augustine Municipal Marina. And the St. Augustine Municipal Marina, that is the St. Augustine City's marina. They manage the mooring fields. It's a full-service marina. They sell diesel, they sell fuel, they have dockage, transient dockage, they have pump-out services. I mean, it is the place to go to allow you access into the wonderful downtown area of St. Augustine. They offer a shuttle service that goes out to the mooring fields. This is a great service that the city offers. They'll actually shuttle you to your boat and back to your boat, to the marina. This shuttle service happens every day from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. and they run every 2 hours. It's a great little service. Their professional captain takes you out there, brings you right there. It's a nice, safe little thing. They also offer a mobile pump-out service. That mobile pump-out service they like to do in the mornings before they start running the shuttle service. So if you're interested in getting a pump-out or having them come to you and do a pump-out, make sure you schedule that for like the next day or something. They like to do that in the morning. Now, those of you that are not in the mooring field and you'd still like to go and use the dinghy dock and go into town, they do offer a daily dinghy pass that you can purchase. This pass gives you full access to the facilities at the marina, including the laundry and the dinghy dock, of course, and their restrooms and showers and just the facilities there at the city marina. I do want to let you know, and maybe if anybody's seen it today, I haven't seen it today, but there was some construction going on the northern dinghy dock over there. They had the orange cones and tape up yesterday. I don't know if it's up again this morning. If anybody knows, you can chime in and let me know. but that you can still access the dinghy dock from the central area. So you kind of come in between all the docks and the center dock area between the south and the north dock there, or center dock. And that area is open for your tender dockage right now for the dinghy dockage there. And then be advised, when they do open that northern dinghy dock back up, they do have construction, big construction going on with the docks there. And they're with the increased current and tides all around the marina there, up on the north end there. You want to be careful, be aware of that current and construction and everything up on the north end there when you're between the bridge of lines and the marina. So I'd like to tell you that the city marina is it's a happening spot. Man, they are busy. When you see their fuel dock over there, it's like an airport. They got people coming, going. They got the shuttle service running. They got everything going. People coming in and out of there at all times of the day. If you want to see an impressive fuel dock, go down there on Saturday. It's pretty impressive. But with that, I'd like to ask you to please think about, like, when you're pulling up there, call the marina and let them know what you're coming in there for. I see where people pull up there and they just pull right up to get gas, or they pull right up to get a pump out or fill their water tanks, and then they get there and then they struggle with the current getting on the dock. And they have plenty of employees there. They're very professional and very knowledgeable, but there's so much action going on there. A lot of times they may be out helping, assisting another boater. So if you're coming in there, call them on 71, let them know you're coming, get into the queue, get into the schedule, so that way they can guarantee they have one of their professionals there to help you dock. It just really is a useful tool. So make sure you give them a call. Any one of these marinas I've talked about, any one of these three, all of their employees and staff members are very knowledgeable. They're very professional. They are really stewards of the sea here for St. Augustine. They're stewards of the city. They're very knowledgeable people. So check out any one of those three marinas. That's the Comanche Cove Marina. They monitor 68, Conch House 69, and the Municipal Marina monitors 71. That's information about our marinas in town. I'm going to take a break. I'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back, Cruisers Boaters. Coming to you live from the Conch House for the St. Augustine Cruisers Network. We left off talking about our three main marinas here in town. Now, we have several marinas. There's all kinds of little marinas and boat yards and stuff here, but those are just the three main ones you're going to see when you arrive into St. Augustine. And depending on the area that you choose to lay up or tie up or anchor up, there may be one more convenient than the other. Now, the crown jewel of St. Augustine, one of the most recognizable structures in all of St. Augustine, besides the fort. The fort's like 200 years old, the oldest standing structure in North America. But we do have our very own Bridge of Lions. The Bridge of Lions is a wonderful marina. It's so beautiful to take pictures of. But it is a bascule bridge, and it's short. It needs to be opened by a lot of our boaters. The Bridge of Lions opens on a schedule. They open every hour on the hour and on the half hour. So that's big hand on the 12 and big hand on the 6. They monitor channels 09. So if you need to get in touch with them, make sure you're in the staging area, call them on 09 and request an opening at the next scheduled opening. That's the Bridge of Lions. Also remember about the current we talked about earlier. Lots of current in and around the Bridge of Lions and the marina there, and the mooring fields and all that. There's a lot of current there. We also have a Crescent Beach Bridge, which is south about 15 miles, about 12 miles. That bridge is also a bascule bridge. That bridge is on demand. And remember that all bridges in the state of Florida monitor channel 09. So just call the bridge. That's the Bridge of Lions and the Crescent Beach Bridge. Those are both of our bascule bridges that you probably have to have open here in the St. Johns County area. Now, boat yards. St. Augustine has a huge selection of boat yards. There's all types of them. I'm going to tell you about a couple of them this morning. They're very professional. They offer, they're boat yards, so they're slash marinas. A lot of them offer diesel and fuel sales. So just because they weren't in the main three, I'm not trying to leave anybody out here, but some of the boat yards specialize more in repairs and long-term haul out, stuff like that. So a couple of those boat yards, we have the St. Augustine Marine Center, we have the Oasis Boat Yard, and then we have the Comanche Cove Boat Yard that's over at Comanche Cove. So if you need any kind of work done or any kind of maintenance done, check out one of those three places, or just Google boat yards in St. Augustine. There's tons of varieties, but those are the three we're recommending this morning: St. Augustine Marine Center, the Oasis Boat Yard, and the Comanche Cove Boat Yard. Check those out. Now, St. Augustine also has, with all the mooring fields and anchorages here, we have several dinghy docks I'd like to make you aware of that you can utilize. There are different rules for each of the dinghy docks, so whichever one you're going to use, make sure you check on the rules of the dinghy dock, which meaning like length of stay, stuff like that. But we have a dinghy dock that's located over at Salt Run. That's underneath the lighthouse, right there at the St. Augustine Yacht Club, and you'll see it's right there by the mooring field in Salt Run, and that gives you great access to the Anastasia Island area and all of the things that go on up there. You have the amphitheater, surf shop, you have all kinds of stuff located up on the Anastasia Island area, and you can get good access to that by using the Salt Run dinghy dock. So it's up Salt Run over there, right in front of the lighthouse. We also have a dinghy dock that's located in Volano, and it's connected. It's a commercial dock that's connected to the pier. It's a nice dock. You'll see they load some ferries and stuff there, so you'll see some tape or you'll see some paint on the dock where they do ferry loading and shuttle loading. But there's plenty of other areas for you to tie up there, and that gives you great access to the shopping and the stores and restaurants and everything that's up in the Volano Beach area. There is a Publix up there. There's all kinds of little stuff that you can get to up there. It's just a short walk. If you have a cart or a wagon, I recommend bringing that because it's a short walk to Volano, but with a case of water, it's a long walk. Then also remember that dinghy dock in Volano is fully open to the currents and wakes. It's not in any type of wake restriction zone, so when you're tied up there, make sure you properly tie up your boat because it can get kind of rough and bouncy over there at that public dock. That's in Volano. And then, of course, we have the downtown dinghy dock we spoke about earlier. You can contact the city marina or municipal marina on 71 or go by there and purchase a daily dinghy pass. That dinghy dock gives you full access to all of the attractions and all the shopping and everything that downtown has to offer. It really is a cool way to go see the city. So check that out. There's a dinghy dock that's downtown. And now we have a new addition to a little place where we can go. We went out and met the harbor master of Cat's Paw Marina. That's up the San Sebastian River. The harbor master told us about they have a nice big dock there that's open for, they have a restaurant there called the Grouper Shack. It's a great place. It really is a fabulous place. The seafood's fresh. The family that owns that restaurant is very knowledgeable. They're very popular and well known in the restaurant business. So it's a very, 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 very well run restaurant. It's very nice. But you can visit that by water. And then, if you go over there and you're visiting the restaurant, there's also some shops and stuff over there that dinghy dock will give you good access to. And there's a Home Depot over there. There's a Target over there. You get a Winn-Dixie. There's West Marine. There's all kinds of little things over there that by now that we have a dockage available up that Sebastian River, it gives us a whole other avenue of different places to check out. So check that out. That's the Cat's Paw Marina and the Grouper Shack. Check that out. It's up the San Sebastian River. It's a new little place we can dock and check out. More information about that on the St. Augustine Facebook page, the Cruisersnet Facebook page. Shopping here in St. Augustine, I just want to give you, when we were on our cruise, I didn't even know what the grocery stores were called. They had Little Giants and Piggly Wigglies and Rose, and I didn't know what all that stuff was, so I didn't even know what to look up. So just give you a heads up. Here in Florida, in Jackson, in St. Augustine, we have public supermarkets. We have Winn-Dixie. We also have a Winn-Dixie. We also have a Walmart here in St. Augustine. So those are your big three. Now there's other little markets, and there's a Dollar General on every corner. But there we do have our Publix that's accessible by water. You can take your tender right to the dinghy dock in Volano. Then we have Winn-Dixie, which is up the Sebastian River. And then we have Walmart. Walmart's a little further away, but they do offer delivery services. And then remember, we do have Anchor Eats as well. And then part of the list of that, we have a pet supermarket for those that have family members, or four-legged family members. And then we have CVS and Walgreens for medical needs, or any kind of prescriptions or anything, or medicines. So there's all kinds of different shops and everything located here in St. Augustine. If you have any questions or need more information, reach out to any one of our volunteers on our St. Augustine Cruisers Network Facebook page. They'd be more than happy to help guide you in the direction of what you may need. Now, marine supplies. We have several marine supplies. St. Augustine has a West Marine. We do have a West Marine that's located here. We also have the St. Augustine Marina, which is over in Volano. And then we have the Marine Supply and Oil Company that's off of Riberia. And then we actually have the Sailors Exchange and Marine Supplies. So there's a diverse selection of marine supply places that you can use to find your parts and supplies or any kind of needs that you need that are marine related. Check that out. Any one of those places. Then also want to let you know that we have so many boaters and people that just are part of our boating and cruising community that offer a great variety of different services and products. We have guys that are handymen, we have divers that dive on the water, we have mobile repair people, we have air conditioner repair people. We have so many different people that are in the boating business that offer wonderful services and products to our local boating community. If you need any information about that, remember to check out our Facebook page and inquire about any of the information that you may need. If you need to find somebody that works on ACs or water makers, put a post on our Facebook page and you'll be surprised. You'll get quite a few people who will chime in and help get you some answers there. Then remember, you also have Anchor Eats, so they'll help you get some of the products and stuff delivered as well. Check out Anchor Eats' Facebook page as well. And last but not least, I want to tell you that we talked about it earlier, things to do. I mentioned a website, visit staugustine.com. It's very useful, point you in the right direction, things going on. St. Augustine has a lot happening here. Not only do we have the downtown area, but we also have the Anastasia Island, and out on the island we have the amphitheater, we have the lighthouse. The amphitheater is a hidden jewel here. We get major headliners. Check that out. You may be here in St. Augustine and you may have your favorite artist playing at the amphitheater for a cheap price and you don't even know it. So check that out. I mean, they get Rod Stewart, they get all kinds of huge headliner bands that come through St. Augustine and play at the amphitheater. So check that out. They have their own websites, theamp.com. Then also remember we have the beach. St. Augustine Beach is wonderful. It's a beautiful area. It's the beach. What else can you say? And then a lot of people don't realize they have a little area of town called Lincolnville. It's just south of the downtown area. I highly recommend walking around and checking out some of the architecture and some of the structure. There's a lot of history in Lincolnville. Check that out. There's a lot of things here to see in St. Augustine, Florida. So get out there, check it out. I want to tell you about a local favorite. I always try to squeak in something really good. If you're looking for an excellent breakfast, like the local spot, there's a place right on the bayfront called Mary's on the water. Let me tell you, Mary's is excellent. It's a local favorite. If you're out and about, you're looking for breakfast this morning or any morning or lunch, stop in, go see the wonderful folks at Mary's. They have great food. It's a cool atmosphere. Check that out. It really is a hidden gem. That's Mary's. All right, I'm going to take a breath, take a break, and when I get back, we're going to do a little blessing, and then we're going to close it out. Again, thank you for listening for me, and we will be right back in just a moment. Welcome back, cruisers and boaters in the St. Augustine area. Once again, thank you for listening to me this morning. I'm coming to you live from the St. Augustine Cruisers Network. I'd like to remind you that you can check out our Facebook page. It's a private page. It's called the St. Augustine Cruisers Network. It's we have lots of volunteers that update that. They plan special events. Just so you go to that page and look under the events section. You can see the events planned and the events that we've had, so you can kind of get a kind of figure out the format that we're doing it. I encourage you to join that Facebook page. We also do this announcement every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 9 o'clock on 72. If you'd like to join the broadcast, we'd like to get it every day. If you'd like to join one time or a regular scheduled event or just any portion of the event, we just encourage people to get involved and get out there and become part of that boating family. But if you want to find out any information about that, you can reach out to me. My name's Brian Bliss, or any one of our volunteers on the St. Augustine Cruisers Network Facebook page. Again, I'd like to remind you to get out and enjoy this beautiful city. It really is wonderful. There's so much diverse history here. It's amazing. Just get out there and enjoy it. While you're doing it, be aware of the currents. I'd like to say a little blessing this morning before we close, so bear with me. May you see the way, wherever the journey takes you, sailing safely over rough waters and weathering the waves, dips, and crests. May you find treasure in earth's infinite variety, beauty, and sunrise. May you hear the ocean's music in every shell you hold to your ear. May your boat fill with insight, laughter, generosity, and love as you discover new landscapes and explore the wide expanse of memory. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for listening to me this morning. I hope everyone goes out today and has a wonderful day. Remember to live proper, be kind to others, and make amazing memories while you're here in the St. Augustine area. And whether you're a power boater, a sailboater, a kayaker, whatever you do on the water, just know you're a steward of the sea. We're all one happy boating family. Remember that you live the dream, you live the life. Your life that you live is what others dream about. So just remember that. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. If anybody has anything they'd like to say in closing, right now I'd like to open the floor. This is our final announcement portion. Does anybody like to add anything before we close? Please do so now. All right, thank you for listening. Again, our next broadcast is going to be Saturday morning at 9 o'clock on this channel. Check out our Facebook page. That's that St. Augustine Cruisers Network Facebook page. It's the private page. And then remember to check out Anchor Eats. They'll make your life very convenient here in St. Augustine, Florida. But on behalf of myself, Brian Bliss, and the Cruisers Network, I'd like to thank you for listening. Hopefully you have a wonderful day. I have nothing further. I'm going to close this morning, and you guys have a wonderful day.